you will have the energy, the expression of energy that will be independent of density. Means density will not come in the final expression of the density. Okay, so this means function will give you a number in this case, not the function. For example, you are having function of a function. What is a function of function? Function is a composite function. Like we have studied in mathematics and physics, f of gx, g of f, g of x, right? That is called function of function or composite function. But here I am talking about the function where whatever the functional dependence you will take, so that will not appear in the final expression. Now you take after my previous slide what I mean about the function. Okay, now the system is depending upon three variables only because I said that we will vary on in three directions, that is x, y, and z, and not as per the value of freedom. So if n number of variables are there, so this means we are needing 3n degree of freedom in order to explain the many-body wave function. But now whatever the wave function will be written, so for this we need only 3 degree of freedom, that is x, y, z. And moreover, testing sufficient for the complete determination of ground state molecular properties. Okay, so with this we come to the density function theorem. So first, Hornberg theorem consists of two theorems. First one is the first Hornberg theorem. What does it say? Is that external potential VR is a unique function of electron density. So what we are saying that we are taking density as a variable, and we say that with the help of density we will have the external or mean field potential, and the total ground state energy of this many-body electron system will now be unique function of density, and we will write our ground state energy like E is a function of rho or n is density here, rho, we can also mention it like rho. So now, if this is the expression for the energy in terms of density, then how will you find the ground state energy? So that is given by the second Hornberg theorem. The true ground state energy is that which minimizes the total energy. And definitely, in order to find the minimum, what do? You go to the first order derivative of the expression. For example, you will have energy, and you put it equal to 0, and you find some roots, and then you go with the second derivative, and you just check whether it is coming out with positive or negative, and based upon that you decide maximum or minimum. Okay, so in this way we can just find out the ground state energy by just taking the minimum value of this particular expression, that is E depending upon NR, means rho or density. So in this way these two theorems, that is the Hornberg theorems, constitute the basis of density, but they do not offer any way of computing in practice. Okay, so they said that okay, fine, so we can find the ground state energy, but still we are not having any computational solution for the same, and the computational approach or computational solution was given by the Cohen-Sham method. Okay, so in this way now the formula comes in an iterative method. Okay, so true density functional theory now become a practical method. Okay, so what I said that okay, we have to treat one electron in the mean field of others. For example, just see the diagram. So here I am showing you some balls. So these are just representing the electrons. So one electron is interacting with the other. For example, I have just shown here only these are 6 electrons are in the picture. So one has to interact with each and every one. For each and every one, you have to just check the exchange energy, and for each electron, you have to just check the correlation. So it is not easy to determine such value. So then what we can do? Okay, so we can just say that so these electrons are now, or atoms are now fictitious particle. So each and every electrons in an atom is moving in the mean field potential of all others. Okay, so you can say that interacting electron in the real problem, that is 3n variable problem. Okay, do you have a pointer? So that can be replaced by non-interacting fictitious particle. Okay. the effective potential. So see, so we have replaced this column with the help of this column, and here we need real variable, but here we need only three specific variables, that is x, y, and z. So how do you define this effective potential? So effective potential is nothing but so up to this one, because there in the technique for the method, that is effective potential, that is taking care of and we have added here Kohn-Sham potential, that is exchange correlation potential. So whenever we solve a particular problem in DFT, so we have to just give the Kohn-Sham potential. It can be anyone, so for example, I take it can be local density approximation, it can be generalized gradient approximation. So this is the exact expression for the entry potential, and this is for the exchange and correlation potential. We will take the change in the exchange correlation energy with the help of with the change in the density. So now, we can write the density in terms of single particle wave function like this one. So, and in analogy to the Henry method, so we are having the similar type of the expression in the Henry method. So we can now write the expression in such a way that instead of writing the wave function, we can write here the effective wave function, that is nothing but our effective potential for the Kohn-Sham equation. So this total is called Kohn-Sham Hamiltonian, and this is called Kohn-Sham orbital, that is wave function, and Kohn-Sham energy. So this is Kohn-Sham equation, and what is the beauty of this equation? This can be written for each and every electron. For example, I have written I. This is for the ith electron. And Kohn-Sham equation reduces the many-body problem to the one-body problem, and this can be solved with the help of self-consistent factor. So that's what I am saying, that after the Kohn theorem, so this is the Kohn-Sham approach, which turns DFT into a practical method. And so our practical method, what is happening inside, behind the curtain. So suppose you fire your one particular command from your computer, and after some time you get your result, you get your desired property. But what is happening? So this is happening behind the curtain. You can say that you always take the initial guess of the density, and based upon this you compute the effective potential. So this potential you put it here, and from there you can generate what is your phi. So phi, then all the phi by the combination you can get a new density. So if this density and this density are same, this means you have obtained self-consistency. Otherwise, you just put a particular convergence criteria. For example, the initial and the final value in this equation should be of the order of 10⁻⁶ difference. So if this criteria is fulfilled, so this means we have achieved the self-consistence. Otherwise, it will again go in the loop. So it will, what it will do? So this will take this NR as your next initial guess and do this type of operation again and again. So after suppose, depending upon what type of problem you are having, so whether you are having a very complex problem or a simple problem, so the number of iterations there are. It may be 10, it may be 50, it may be 100, it may be 200. So until unless convergence is obtained, and then if convergence is obtained, so this means you have obtained the ground state energy. So now, I have just introduced a new term, that is exchange correlation. So exchange correlation means interaction of the electron in the quantum system, and the correlation is a measure how one electron is influenced, the movement of one electron is influenced by the presence of the other electron. And you cannot say that in a many-body system electrons are free. So these are not free. So these are effective. These are surrounded by the effective potential of all the other electrons, which are in the vicinity of the electron. And the correlation is nothing but the result of all collective such type of interaction. And so this decreases the Coulomb interaction. So finding the exchange correlation function is a great challenge, but approximation definitely always work well in a DFT code. So see here, so this is our equation, and this is kinetic energy term, so it's simple to solve. So this is potential. So based upon what type of system you are having, so you can have all electron full potential, and you can have all electron non-negative potential, zero potential, zero potential. So this potential can be periodic, non-periodic, symmetric, and this exchange correlation potential. So you can take very simple potential, that is nothing but LDA, local density approximation. You can take the generalized gradient approximation where you consider the gradient in the density also, and it can be beyond LDA and GGA. So it can be any advanced function like LDA plus U, GGA plus U. Generally these are used for these only for related electrons, that is D and F electron system. And it may be EVGGA, MDJ-LDA, GW and other approximations, other hybrid functional approach. So coming to the wave function, so it can be atomic orbital wave function, Gaussian type, Schroeder type, numerical type. It can be plane wave, it can be augmented type, where we can have the plane wave, full potential augmented plane wave, or it can be atomic spherical wave. Now, as a layman, so this slide is very important for me. What I have written? Running a DFT car is driving a car. How many of you know how to drive a car? Raise the hand, please. Okay, I say everyone knows how to drive a car. But now I ask one more question. So how many of you know how the internal mechanism of car is there? How your engine works? How you can apply the brake? Okay, and the other mechanism. So nobody knows. But still you are a good driver. Yes or no? Yes, you are a good driver. Okay. Even by not knowing the internal mechanism of it, how the car is moving on the road, but you can turn out down to Delhi. Okay, whatever is the condition of the road, you can just go from one point to the other point of the road. So how I am correlating this one with the DFT code? So see here, understanding the basic concept that how to control the car, that is ABC. ABC means accelerator, brake and clutch. Okay? That was you know, and how much you have the fuel in your tank, and you know the traffic route. Fine, you are a good driver, no need to worry. In the same way, so if you need, what are the commands for the DFT? What is the input file? What command you have to fire? How you will expect your results? Right? So this means you are expert in DFT. And then spending time in driving. Okay, depends upon variety of the road condition. This means how much you take to drive, suppose 5 kilometers. So it only depends upon the condition of the road, whether traffic is there, whether road condition is bad or good. Okay, same thing in DFT. So if you're just trying to catch the band structure of silicons, you might be able to run it within a 10 to 15 seconds or maybe 1 minute. In the same way, BCC iron, what is the magnetic moment of iron? That is 2.2 Bohr magnetic moment. So you can fetch this one from the DFT code, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, right? But suppose again we have to go for the Griffin derivative, or you have to just simulate a quantum dots, or you have to simulate any luminescent material in which you have done some rarer doping. So as Mohan sir was saying that we have to just add the dopant in our pure material. So this type of the calculation is very much complex. So you need to spend more time in those ones. So again, you can just have an analogy of driving the car on the pad or the good or in the same way. So without knowing the technical details, so that's what I said, so you can run the car. But this is the question. So you have a very good car, and if you are expert, you can just check. Okay, so this feature is missing in my car. Okay, so that should not be the next model of our car, right? So you approach to the car manufacturing company and you just give this suggestion, you give the feedback that you should design your car so that this problem should not exist in your car. In the same way, in the DFT, when we say that okay, so this some advanced feature is not easily traceable. So we have to look into the internal mechanism in that case, whether it is a car or a DFT code. Okay, so we have to dig in the code, we have to just modify the code. And then in that case, you can build a better DFT code in this way. Okay, so only for the last case, where we are going for a better than or some advanced calculations, you need to just know the internal mechanism of the DFT code. Otherwise, you are a good driver. So see here, no need to go to the office, no need to go to college, university, right? Sitting at your home, on your computer, just log in on a remote server, HPC server, high performance computing server, file your calculations, sleep at your home, and whenever you can work later, you will see your results are flashing on your screen. Result is done, plot is done, plot the graph and say to the experimentalist what you have got the result. So, okay, I have got the same results, right? So this means it is not only the time saving, it is also money saving, because it gives us the idea that we can go from wet lab to dry lab. Means no need to go for the experimental synthesis or fabrication, right? Just do the computer simulation based on the computation approach designed in 3D. So see here what a person sitting on the high performance computing or accessing the high performance computing server and doing some DFT business. So what he can do? So he can just he can read these ones. So he can study the band structure, mechanical property, defect engineering, any defect engineering, substitution, vacancy defect, dislocation, absorption, dropping, interstitial effect, intercalation effect, nanomaterials, transport property, optoelectronic, non-linear optics, right? Magnetism, non-linear magnetism, anything you can just achieve. So see here, so one new type of magnetism came into existence in 2022, that is called ultramagnetism, where we are having surface condition of magnetism is different as compared to bulk condition. And those ultramagnetism can also be simulated with the help of DFT. So I am just giving you the just glimpse that what we can achieve. See here, now I am giving you the detail of some DFT codes. So these are some of the DFT codes, and these are available on the website, and my presentation is also with you, so you can take this one. Okay, so depending upon what type of basis set you are having, so you are having different DFT software or codes. So it can be Quest, Yasta, Crystal, Impero, FPI, FPLO, OpenMX. So these are all local orbital basis codes, and in the same way you can have all electron codes, that is L, exciting, fluor, RSPT and link to field. Okay, so I have started my career with the help of link to field only. And then sometimes it is better to use pseudo potential instead of full potential. So we are having WASP, CASTA, CPMD, ADMX, quantum espresso. Wherever I have written GPL, so this means it is available on the common platform, so you can download it by your own. And other are paid one, so in the same way you can read others as well. So GPAW is there, Box is there. So all are these pseudo potential code. So if you are a chemist, we have to design a molecule. So for designing the molecules, we need some different type of the periodicity and the potential. So we have some molecular codes as well. So like Gaussian and WCAM octopus and some others, Jaguar, Venus, NRM1. So then you can simulate your molecules. So you can also go with some drugs as well, which is nothing but combination of drugs, combination of the molecule. And we can also design the quantum dots. Quantum dot is nothing but also a molecule in the nanoscale region. Okay. So with this introduction, so let me give you the glimpse of 3 codes, right? So that you can just take a feeling that you can also explore these codes. So let me give the first code, that is duplicate. Fine. So just listen carefully and see how much easily you can do these ones. Okay, so it is designed by a group from Austria, the main developer with Schwarz and other guys. And we have more than 3,000 users for today throughout the world. Okay, so this is the full potential code. Means it is not using the pseudo potential. So I will come to detail that what is the difference between full potential and the pseudo potential. It is depending upon full potential linear augmented plane wave mapping. So everyone know plane wave. So after plane wave we can have augmentation, means the combination of many plane wave. So it gives you the augmentation of the plane wave. Then you can go with the linearization of the augmented plane wave. That it is called LABW method. Okay. So when you say that FP we added. So what does FP means? Full potential. So this means you are using the full potential for different type of electrons differently. For example, S electron behaves separate, D as compared to P electron, D electron, F electron. You can make the different potential for these type of electrons and simulate their field. Now, what are the basics in the Wing code? So you can choose the basis set which separate your entire unit cell in two regions. One is one region and second region two. It is shown in this particular diagram. Okay, so these two regions consist of D1, so where your actual atom is there, and second region is the interstitial region, where we are not having any atom. So no overlapping region I. So these are consisting of the atoms containing the electrons, and here we use the augmented plane wave. And for the interstitial region, where these electrons are coming, so these are free to move. Okay, so we can use the plane wave. So this is the plane wave region, and that is the interstitial region. Okay, so this is question software. So, but for academic institution, it is very cheap. So you can just pay, you have to just pay €400, and you can purchase this particular code. Or you can just collaborate with any other person who is having this particular code, and in the collaboration of that fellow, you can publish it. So now, this is written in Photon 90 Photon language. Photon 90 programs are there. So many Photon 90 programs are there. So these are linked with the C shells. So what you have to do, so you know the knowledge of the Linux or Ubuntu, I think more famous if you know. So by just opening the terminal window, installing the particular software, so we have to just make a directory. For example, is shown here. This mkdir case directory you can make. Suppose you are making a directory for FE, you will say that mkdir FE, and then you will make a input file that is called case.start. Okay. So after making this input file, so then you have to fire two commands, that is init underscore and run underscore lpw. And after running this run underscore lpw, you will get your desired result, that is ground state energy. Okay, so if you are not familiar of working on a terminal window or console, so you can also use graphical user interface, that is called W2Web, and just filling the data related to the your material, you can simulate your materials. And input output SEL file will be there inside the directory after running the file, and these can be identified by the extension. For example, output will be there for every output file, and in will be there for each input file, and SEL will be there for each SEL file. For example, your simulation takes 48 iterations. You will have 48 SEL files in your file. So the input can be generated using this struct interface of W2Web, and then you can perform init. See here I am giving you the example of TIC. Okay, so you have to find the dose and structure of TIC molecule, this structure. So what type of information you need? So you have to just write that this is my compound name is TIC. What type of unit cell it is? For example, you know the unit cell type, or you know the space code, you can fill any one. For example, this one is FCC. So FCC, F is antibiotic. Then you must know what is the ABC for TIC. So ABC is this one, 4.328 for all, angle alpha beta gamma. And then where your EI is sitting and where your C is sitting inside the crystal. If you know the atomic position of these two, that is EI and C, so this means your job is done and you can simulate your material. By just filling all this data, you just save the structure and click on initialization decomposition. Or if you are working on the terminal window, you can just fire the command INID underscore editor. Okay, so after filling this one, so this means your input file is completed. And okay, sorry. So step by step initialization also you can do with the help of INID underscore LLW, where it will be identifying what is the space movement code and what type of calculation you want to do. For example, you want to do the you want to do for spin coil system, means magnetic system, or you want to use it for semiconductor system. You want to use this for coupling, you want to do these four visualization. So these four you have to define in INID underscore LLW or INID S underscore LLW. And after filling all this one, so you can go with the run. And after running, that is with the help of run underscore LLW. And if it is magnetic system, then you will use run ST underscore LLW. You can go with the task. Fine. After running your calculation, what you will get? The ground state property you can access very easily. For example, you can just check what is the ground state energy. You can just check what is the magnetism, split magnetic moment of the visual atom. Fine. So if it is the semiconducting material, you will get you will not the split magnetic moment calculation. In that case, you will have only the ground state energy. In that case, then some other programs have been written which can give you another physical property. For example, you can target the band structure, you can target STF state, electron density, X-ray spectra, and optics you can target. So optics means optical properties, so it is nothing but it is not a ground state property, it is an excited state property. In order to check the optical response, you have to excite the electron from ground state to excited state for conduction, whereas when to the conduction band. Only then you can check what is the absorption spectra. Okay, so for this you need some another type of the program, so that is already included in the software. And see this type of property you can calculate. You can check what is the band structure, and you can do all the analysis in irreducible Boolean job. Means within the first Boolean job, where we will take the account of all other Boolean job as well. And we can go with the vector plot. Vector plot means, for example, you are just checking the band structure of TIC. At which energy TI states are dominating, at which energy C states are dominating, that can be seen, and it is called as vector plot. And then density of state, you can go with the total density of state analysis, partial density of state analysis. You can target L and M vectors, means you can just check what is the contribution of S electron of, for example, Ti, what is the contribution of P electron of Ti in the vicinity of EF or far away from the EF. You can plot electron density plot, whether it is total, valence, difference or spin density. You can plot one-dimensional, two-dimensional 3D plots. You can just check spin orbit spin as well as orbital magnetic moment. Fine. Total and partial means total magnetic moment, what it will be, and what is the individual magnetic moment, that you can also find out. And you can go with the elastic properties. All the elastic constant you can study with the help of this particular software. And excited state properties, not only optical properties, but you can target not only optical properties. You can just check the signal harmonic generation. You can check the number of optical properties as well. Okay, so these are the new developments, non-linear optics, non-linear magnetism, and transport properties. You can just go with the interface of N2K with the BT, and then you can explain the electrical properties as well. XMCD profile you can just check, and phonon dispersion you can check, phonon response you can check, electric field response you can check, stress tensor, all you can do with the help of grid computing as well. Okay. Well, when you are studying complex material, then time is also important. Your calculation should be completed within a particular time frame. For this, you need to do parallel computing. For example, suppose you are having a form and you just ask one person to do the complete form, so he will take many days to take the form. But suppose instead of one person, you just hire 10 person, so your time to take the form will be much less as compared to one. for the individual. In the same way, suppose you can just divide your program in some parts and give all the parts to different CPUs, and then you combine the results together. And in this way, you can just perform the desired result in less time. So this means parallelization of your computational program is very much important in order to save the time. And in big you can do the parallelization with the help of three-point parallelization and with the help of MK parallelization. So if your atoms is less than 50 in the unit cell, you can go for the key-point parallelization. Otherwise, you have to go with the fine-grained parallelization with the help of MPI, that is message passing interface. And for this, we need some advanced library that is developed by Kevin and Peanuts. Okay, so this is for the now I'm coming to the last. Well, the first one which I have given to you, that is related to the full potential. Now this is again the software which is updated from the Austria group. Okay, so different Austria group, don't these and others. So again it is based upon multi-function theory, right? And what is the benefit of using this VASP? You can just focus on this particular graph. Okay, right? So see here, the graph which I am showing, and there is one vertical line. So that is called critical radius. After the critical radius, so this is the region where I am having the valence electron and the semi-core electron. And here I am having the core electron. See, this is my actual potential, which is the oscillating one. Actual wave function, and this is my potential, actual potential. And this red one is my pseudo potential, means assumed potential, and assumed wave function. But see, after the critical radius, both are matching. And if you have to give the information about the bands in the vicinity of EF, so whether you take this one or that one, it hardly matters after a critical radius. And all the matters which is related to the electron conduction, so that can be dealt with the help of valence electron and the maximum of the, you can say, semi-core electron. So whether you are using pseudo potential or full potential, so both are same in this software. But pseudo potential, with the help of pseudo potential, you can save your time. You will define, okay, for this atom this is the pseudo potential, you will give automatically. Means computational code has no need to calculate the potential, and you can use it from the repository of VASP. Okay, so that's what is written here. So valence wave function tends to have rapid oscillation, like I have shown here near the iron core due to the requirement. So they have to be orthogonal to the core states, and this situation is problematic because it requires many for the component to describe the wave function accurately. But if we take the electron ion diffraction in the projector cumulative waves, that is the method which we use in the VASP calculation. So what it does, so it transforms the rapidly oscillating wave function into the smooth wave function, right? Which is computationally efficient. Same logic you can apply for the potential also. So VASP has been implemented in the initial calculation or full potential, first principle calculation for all these cases. Now, as I have shown you the input file for the Win2K, in the same way we are having input file for the VASP. Okay, so like four main input file for VASP are INCAR, POSCAR, POTCAR, and KPON. Okay, well, these four files will need in order to run the file. For example, in the first case when I have discussed the Win2K, what you did, you made a struct file, that is structure file, and then you have initialized with the help of finite underscore LPW, and you have generated many input file. But here you need only 4 files, right? So when I say INCAR, so INCAR mode is short word. Otherwise, it is nothing but input card. So from input, it is taken, from card is taken. That's why it is INCAR. Okay? The same way, POSCAR means position card. Next one, potential card. The last one is KPON. Okay? So what is given in this one? So in the first one, that is the in tar, so you give the user specified parameter that define your calculation. What type of calculation you have to perform? Whether it is spin polarized, whether it is your non-spin polarized, how many key points are you using, what type of the energy cutoff you are using, what is your convergence criteria, and what is your scaling factor, what is your relaxation parameter. So all that will be controlled with the help of this input file, this input and the postcard. So this is similar to the struct file which we have constructed in bring together for TIC. So here we have the information about the periodic simulation cell. We will define, so for example, for TIC we will define the cell. What is the atomic position for TI, what is the atomic position for C, okay, and what is the space group for TIC, what is the lattice parameter for TIC, what is the angle for TIC, for the diagram TIC. So all this will be defined in the postcard, that is position card file, and this is potential card. So you will choose your potential card from the vast availability by your own. For example, you are running for TIC, then you need to have the potential for TI and C. So you will just club the potential, pseudo potential of TI and pseudo potential of C in a single file, and you will make it a file and rename it as postcard. So in this way you will generate the postcard file for your calculation. You will define the measurement in the point file. Okay, so after running this, you will achieve some input file, output file, so that is called point card. Generally, when you go with the relaxation, you don't know after doing how your lattice parameter will reach this. Okay, so for example, as an experiment is, if you take any crystalline molecule, crystalline material, and you try to check what is the effect of the doping of any foreign element. So you suppose you 5%, 10% doping with that one. And then you check that, okay, my lattice parameter has been changed. Same can be done in from theory point of view. So after relaxation, the information that how your variously and the atomic position of various atoms have been changed in the unit cell. So that has been provided with the card file, that is corrected card file, card file. And this cozy card file contains the how many electronic step and ionic step has been done in order to relax the ion as well as the electron. And out card gives the complete information of all the input, including the input file data. And charge card gives you the information about the charge density. So I have just tried to explain only 4 files from past. But what is the benefit of using VAS? So with the help of VAS, you can save your time, you can extract the similar type of the property as from the experimental point of view. So now, so the first code which I have given the information that is related to the commercial code. Now this is the code which is freely available. So you can start today only. So just go to the YouTube lectures and download the code. And the beauty of this code is that you can run on your Windows as well. You want it to run on the Linux machine. Okay. And there is one particular GUI software is there that is called Brunei. Brunei is there, so just download the Brunei software and just play with the buttons and run your program automatically. So it will design your molecule automatically and you can run your calculation. At least starting calculation you can run very easily. Okay, so quantum espresso, so it is also a short name. So like VAST is a short name, Viana VB initial simulation package. In the same way, as this is also espresso is a short name for the open source package for research and electronic structure simulation and optimization. Okay, so like in Win2K we are having the command run underscore LLVM. So that is your executable command. And in the same way for VAST, the command is VAST underscore SKD. Means you have to perform the standard calculation of VAST. So you just fire the command VAST underscore SKD. In the same way, we have to run a quantum espresso calculation. You have to run expw.x, and then you can obtain the similar results, whatever you can expect from any other codes as well. So as a beginner, you should focus on how can you get the band structure of silicon, how can you get the band gap of silicon, how can you get the anti-carbonarism nickel, how can you get the magnetic moment of VCG iron, how can you just check the zero band gap of graphene. After that you can just focus on this one. So this way you can just jump from bulk material to 2D material very easy. And on the website, so much tutorials are available which gives you the description that how can you run the graphene with the help of quantum process. Okay, so as in past, so we are having three different calculations. First calculation is for relaxation, means you have to relax your particular unit cell, and then you have to go to the SCF run, means you have to check the desired convergence so that you can have the correct ground state energy. And after that, you can target any property. For example, you can see what is the dose, you can see what is the band structure, how can you work the absorption spectra, and many other things. And for each and every one, so we are having some specific notation, like SCF calculation, we are having SCF, and so depending upon the nomenclatures, like the non-SCF calculation is there, so this means non-SCF calculation, you have to just check what is the density of state, and you can run it with the help of dose vertex. And if you want to find the band structures, you have to go to the self-consistent calculation, that is SCF run, and after SCF run you can go with the NSCF run. But from the SCF run, you can just check what is the band structure. You can just identify various band with the help of a file, with the help of a command, that is branch.x. Okay, so like for each and every code we have to understand. Now you can take the idea of the input file of the quantum espresso. Again, so it is nothing but the stepwise construction of the input file. So that is called scf.in. Okay, so in this you are having some bullet points like 10% control, 10% system, 10% electron, 10% electrons and atomic species. So this is nothing but the main list. Fine, so in which you have to define some data. Okay, and then you have to just give some cards as well, so that those cards are nothing but putting your atomic position and how many electrons are you using in your calculation. Now, so what are these name lists? So for example, if you are using the n% control, so that is nothing but the list of all control variable you will give in this particular segment, that what type of calculation you want to perform and what you want to print. You want to print energy, you want to print memory, whatever you want to print. So that you will live in this n% control segment. And then n% system, you will list the all the variables of the system, like what are the cell parameter, what is cutoff, energy cutoff, charge cutoff, how many number of atoms you are going to enroll, what will the scaling factors for your calculation, means you have to define the spheric string, and then n% electrons. For this, you will put list of all the variable of the SCF cycle for the ground state energy equation, and you will define the convergence threshold in this particular section, and you will just also mention what is your basic parameter. And finally, for the n% ion, you will list the convergence criteria for the relaxation. Okay, so this is the input file. So input files also consisting of like I have mentioned here, the name list and the card. So among the cards, so what you have to give? You have to give the atomic species. For example, I have given the case of TIC. In TIC, list all the atomic species. Like TIC, for TIC we are having Ti and T with the corresponding atomic weight, and the pseudo potential you have to give, and whether it is vast or with this quantum espresso. The pseudo potential is inbuilt given with the code. We can just take as it is from the code and run your calculation using these pseudo potential. So this for the atomic position, you will list the atomic position with the atomic coordinate and any constraint on the coordinate will be there. So, and if any constraint is there, so we will go for the structural optimization for this. Okay, and for example, strain is applied. So how your lattice parameter will be varying with the help of strain. So you can define here. And then K point, definitely you need a dense K point so that you have everything converged result. So this is how your input file looks like, where you are having n control, n system, and then n electron, n ion, and n cell, and then K point atomic species and atomic position looks like. Okay. So I have explained this one in German. So this is, for example, I have just built this file for FE, only BCC iron, that how you will take into account. You will go to the STFM, you will give this list like FE, okay, and what type of variety you will use. What is your lattice parameter? For example, it is 2.84 in stone, and what are the VPS criteria? Okay, what type of sleep factor you will take, and static meditation what you will take. For example, we know that for this one, the magnesium will come out to 2.2 electron, 2.2 per electron. You can start with 0 over 0.2, 0.4, and there was this criteria for electron, there was this criteria for ions that you mentioned here, and in the same way, K mesh you can define, like I have defined here K mesh. What is the atomic weight for Fe, which is 55.84, and then the zero potential is after this 55.84. So the zero potential is been taken into consideration, and then atomic position. So you can have this one only. So this will be automatically generated if you are using any script. Right? So for BCC iron, so suppose you are taking only one atom, that is 000. But as in the unit cell we are having two atoms having one is present at the corner, which is having the contribution like 1 by 8, and one at the center. That's why the position are shown, but both these are equivalent one. Okay, so after these codes, now so we have taken a dream, but how to visualize that dream? So that is also important. So for this we are having some visualization software, like X crystal is there, Vesta is there, VMD is there, Orbiter is there, Crystalmeter is there, P4 is there. Fine. So out of this, Vesta is most commonly used, not only by theoretician, but experimentalists also use the Vesta software in order to show their sheet file, crystal information file. Right? And if you can pay money, you can get some better software like this. There is a paid one, but you can just use much enhanced features, pixels for your crystal, and you can just give in your table. So P4 bonds is a software which identifies or which can bring information about the output file of fast. And X crystal will be about X crystal. You can just check what is the charges we plot for native as well as this. Okay, so for example, I am giving just the example that how you design the molecule or how you design your particular material. I am taking here the example of heterostructure, and I am taking this one because these days heterostructure are much more important. Fine. So people started from bulk material and they moved toward the nanomaterials. Okay, graphene was discovered, everyone started doing research in graphene. So 2D materials they tried to explore. Now, so heterostructure, 2D heterostructure came into existence. It consists of two different 2D materials, and within from the heterostructure, we can extract the property of both 2D material together. Means if you are having one heterostructure, so this means you can, suppose it has been made from graphene as well as MOS2 monolayers, so you can extract the property of graphene as well as MOS2 if you have designed the heterostructure of both of these, that is graphene as well as MOS2. So means designing a one particular material give you the property of two materials. That is the benefit of heterostructure. So I am giving you the information that how you can design the heterostructure. You can design the heterostructure heterostructure defined with the help of DFT. Okay, so this is how we can design. For example, I am showing you for graphene and hematite. What is hematite? So hematite, you know, that is nothing but our iron ore, and hematite is 2D analog of hematite. Like graphene is a 2D analog of graphite. Okay, so in order to take the property of so we can design the microstructure, okay, in such a way that we put the monomer of graphene on the top of hematite. In this way, this is the top view and this is the side view. That how this heterostructure look like. So for this, what you need? You need to have this suitable supercell of individual layer. Like you have to take the one particular supercell of this one and another particular supercell of this one. And it may be different one. It may be suppose 2 to 2 for 2 to 1 for 1, and it may be 1 1 1 for 1, or maybe 4 for 1 1 for the other. Okay. So what will the dimension of this supercell? It totally depends upon how do you avoid the lattice mismatch. Wherever your lattice mismatch is minimum, you select the particular supercell, and you can design your microstructure. So that's why I have written here, selection is done in order to avoid the mismatch in the lattice parameter. So if you have designed your material, that is microstructure, you can go to the next section and then perform the convergence step. Then to select the correct vacuum thickness, how much correct vacuum thickness is required. Okay, so any DFT code which you are using, fine, and you are going to simulate a 2D material, 1D material, 0 DFT material, fine. You have to put a replica of these material in each dimension, right? So means you have to construct a unit cell in such a way that your 2D material look how it look in the 3D domain. Okay? For example, this is a mono layer, like graphene is there, and you build a particular unit cell in such a way that you are in complete vacuum. And then every DFT code is a unique, means it has to repeat its unit cell. So if we are having a particular vacuum on the top or the bottom of the layers, and then the similar unit cell is being repeated. So this means one layer will be different far away from the other layer, right? So this means there will be no interaction between these two layers. Or we have generated a way in which we can simulate a 2D material in a 3D fluidic material, right? That's why this convergence test to select the particular vacuum is also important. Otherwise, if you say that, okay, I take P40 extra vacuum, fine, so it will be very bulky unit cell or supercell, and it will not be easy to simulate that particular one. So you have to just see how much thickness we are required. Whether I require 15 angstrom, 20 angstrom, or 12 angstrom, right? So you can perform the convergence test, and you can just have an idea that what type of thickness you have to put. In the same way, you can design other microstructures as well. So I'm showing you all these because these have been discovered only in the last 5 years, right? Experimental investigation of the microstructure is there, and now the theoretical prediction is being done for these microstructures. Like I have shown you graphene MOS2 microstructure, graphene chromium microstructure. So chromium is again the 2D analog of Cr2 also, that is chromium oxide. Okay, so whatever I have given you, what is the motivation behind it? That is, motivation is that we have to move from wet lab to dry lab. That is, we have to maximize the uses of computer and minimize the uses of our experimental synthesis. And it can be done with the help of HPC, that is high performance computing, where we can perform the complex calculations sitting at our home, right? And we can reduce the experimental trial. What do I mean to this? For example, you have to simulate a particular alloy, and you know if this alloy is made up of X and Y, and you don't know that how much percentage of X and how much percentage of Y we need in order to have the optimized solution from that particular alloy. So what we can do, so we can go with the various combination of these combination of the alloys X and Y and simulate the program. Okay, and get the downstream energy, find out the desired properties, and in this way you select a particular combination for X and Y in the ratio. Okay, so this particular combination of x percentage and y percentage giving me the desired result. Design your experiment only for that one, right? Otherwise, from the experimental point of view, you will design 50 alloy, and out of 50 alloys, if you need 50 alloy in order to optimize your particular alloy, so out of these 50 alloys, 49 experimental trial will be based on. And so what the computational method gives you the solution? So just run the 50 simulation, get the desired solution, pick that desired solution, and run the experiment on the desired one. Okay? So on the trial, perform the alpha simulation, desired configuration, go for the experiment. Don't think that we are DFT can be beneficial for material science. It can be beneficial for other area of science as well. For example, if we are focusing on material science, we can simulate the bulk as well as the material. You can focus on ground state property, magnetic properties, optical, non-optical, thermal, vibrational, elastic properties. And you can also use it in the biological system. As I said that it is possible to design the molecules. Okay, so for example, in the biological system we also have the molecules, and we can identify those molecules as well. And enzyme can also be any functional role, so that can bind on a substrate, that is the any molecule. So that is nothing but my natural state. And enzyme releases the F state, so that is my suppose the excited state or maybe the advanced state. So, but how we can identify these two with the help of DFT? So ground state energy for this one, that is for the natural state, and for the this enzyme release state will be different. So this means we can just check by simulating a molecule that the enzyme has been released or not, by just combining, by just checking the different energy. So if there is a clear cut difference between the energy, so this means enzyme has been released. So with this we can develop the understanding about the protein system. But there are still many challenges in the biological system, so which we, because many interactions are going on in the biological system, and how to take into account all the possible interaction. Due to the single calculation which has been modeled together, it is a seriously challenge. Now the advanced DFT function, so I have explained to use LDA, GGA, AG plus LDA plus 2, GGA plus 2 function, but still we are having some hybrid function like PR, area, H0 function, and this TSPS function. So these are called advanced DFT function, and this is the experimental and theoretical roadmap. So this line shows that, so this is the experimental diagram. Fine? And these theoretical results are related to the various exchange correlation potential like LFDA, GGA, TPSS and HSC. So you can just see that with the help of HSC only, you can have the clear cut matching of experimental result with the theoretical result. But this HSC is really computationally challenging, and you have to spend more time. So we can also have some alternative of HSC as well, where we can, HSC is called spin dependent potential. Means for different spin, we are having different potential. Orbital dependent as well. For example, for HSC, we give the potential in such a way that if particular atom is there, in which S electron is the valence electron, so it will have different potential. And in some way, another atom is there, we have 3 electron are the valence electron, so potential will be different. So this means it is giving you spin as well as orbital dependent potential. But this orbital dependent potential, so the essential characteristic of these potentials that can be extracted with the help of spin orbital potential also with some approximation, and one such approximation is made by MBJ-LDA, that is modified by the Johnson potential, and we can have a similar result whatever you are having from the HSC. So here I have tried to compare some of the properties like repetitive side and spin linear, Bollinger, and mean absolute error Bollinger, So you can just see that. So this is the error, and in case of HSC, the error is the minimum. Now, as the last part of my talk, so glimpse about three results. So in order not to make the lengthy the presentation, so I have just kept the three important results which we have simulated in the previous years, that how we can help the experimentalists, or how we can met with the experimental strategy. For example, I am showing you 2D material and heterostructure. Right, so this is important level material for the magnetic application, and the prediction of magnetic alloys in order to judge what type of magnetic phase will be there in alloy application. And we can also harness the photovoltaic application with the help of solar cell. So we can simulate any particular layer of this solar cell. I will show here the electron transport layer for hybrid halide perovskite solar cell. And why these are important? Because these are the alternative of silicon solar cell with the enhanced efficiency. So see here, so MRT was discovered in I think 2018 only, right? So there the experimentalists show that okay, it is exfoliated with the help of some simple method from hematite, like graphene was exfoliated from graphite. Okay, but instead of graphene, like it is one atom thick layer, so we are having 3 atom thick layer in case of MRT, like one atom thick layer. Okay, and so this was a magnetic system, and TC was not able to even by the experimentalist. So we tried to give the Curie temperature for this one, and what we have seen that Curie temperature comes out to be here to the room temperature, right? And we have just checked the spin effect also. So all with the temperature results, we have just checked what is the temperature sign exploding from this one, and what is the magnetic moment with the help of strain effect. And so what we have seen, generally in the 2D material, so it is hard to obtain the magnetic moment near to the room temperature. Otherwise, it is very small or it is very large. With the existence of Marmian magnetic theorem, long-range magnetism is not existing in the 2D material. But we have tried to simulate and try to find what should be the exact configuration for hematite. So hematite was theoretically unknown compound. So we try to check what type of interactions are there. So in the unit cell we are having different Fe atom. So this red ball and this sky blue ball. So both are showing you 2 different inequivalent Fe atom, Fe1 and Fe2. So one is surrounded by the 6 oxygen atom, second is surrounded by the 3 oxygen atom. So this means the environment of Fe1 and Fe2 both are different. Okay, so based upon, and in one particular unit cell we are having 2 Fe1 atom and 2 Fe2 atom. So based upon this particular configuration, we can design 5 different magnetic configurations. Like so Fe1, so these 2 Fe1 suppose, so these are upstream, both are upstream, and these are also upstream. So this gives me the configuration A1, and in the same way I was playing with the different spins. So we can have A2, A3, A4, A5 configuration. Right, so out of this, your hematon will lie in which type of the magnetic state, so that is decided by the various type of interaction, and that can be triggered with the help of Curie. So what we see that conditionality for all these 5 cases comes out to be A5. This means we have said that so it is exactly the magnetic nature, right? And find out the Curie temperature for this. Okay. Okay, so this is for the 2D material. So we can also design the heterostructure. So like we have designed the graphene MOS2 heterostructure, and we have tried to check what is the effect of CR absorption on this one. So what we have, the S9 heterostructure, that is graphene MOS2, was a weak semiconductor, and it turns out to be nuclear metal whenever we absorb the CR absorption. Now, so CR can be absorbed on this graphene layer, it can be absorbed on this MOS2 layer. So that all this mechanism can be studied with the input density function theory by just doing some energy analysis. And for each and every possibility where this CR can be absorbed, whether it is on the bottom or on the top, so that can be taken into account, and based upon this, the structures can be designed. Okay, so what we see that resultant adsorb at the structure, adsorb means CR adsorb, can be found as an efficient candidate for the nano-magnetic devices, cosmetic devices. And what we have seen that when we adsorb this CR atom, so this becomes half metallic. Okay, half metallic means in one spin it is coming out to be thermomagnetic, and in other spin it is coming out to be semiconductor. So means for one spin it is behaving as a metallic, and for other spin it is behaving as semiconductor. And this type of material is called half metallic thermomagnetic material, and these are the essential for the spintronic device. Okay. So like this has been studied. Like I said that the CR adsorption can be done on each and every particular position. For example, so these are the 4 configurations in which it can be done. And I said G follow G box, this means it is going on graphene layer, right? And when I say it is going on S, so this means it is we are trying to adsorb near to the MS layer, right? So hollow and top means, so hollow means we are just putting on the, like these are all hexagon. So at the center of the hexagon, this means it is hollow position, and top means any of the atom on the top of any of the atom of the hexagon, so this is the top position. So these 4 configuration has been studied, and try to check which one will be stable. And based upon this, so 2 configuration comes out to be stable, and we can do the band structure analysis. So what we see that, so see here, so the graphene MOS2 microstructure, crystalline nature of the band structure. So what we see that, we know that for graphene, band structure look like the Dirac cone shape. Here also we are having Dirac cone shape, but in this one we are having a tiny band gap, right? For the relative spin we are having a tiny band gap, and here also so band structure is almost similar. It is catching the essential of the graphene band structure, that is Dirac cone, but Dirac cone has no continuous structure. So why it is happening? Because now the graphene atoms or carbon atoms in the graphene are also interacting with the MOS2. So in this way, not only we can study the sign case, but we can also study the adsorb case. Now the third case which I am taking into account, so that is the magnetic alloy. So let me come to the complete one. So see here, so the experimentalist was designing the 4 material, right? They are trying to design the 4 material, and this is nature. It is based upon uranium and on the neodymium. Okay, so these are similar type of the compound. So instead, like we can take U2. If you take U2, then your Ni will be 21. And if you take U3, then your Ni will be 20. Like this one I have shown for neodymium. So U2 compound and U3 compound. In the same way, NV2 compound and NV3 compound. 4 compounds were there, and when they were designing these 4 compounds, that is U2 base compound and NV2 base compound, U3 base compound, and NV3 base compound. So when they were designing, so they have seen that there is one intermediate phase, that is NV2.5, Ni20.5, D6. Okay. So out of 4, so 2 were coming out to be stable. So these 2 were forming from experimental point of view. But instead of this one also forming. That is intermediate compound was also forming. So experimentalists check again and again. They check that okay, so both these are these are showing the paramagnetism or polyparamagnetism. But this one was showing you the paramagnetism. Then how it is possible that NV2 is not forming, NV3 is forming, and if it is forming, it is coming out to be ferromagnetic. But NV2.5 compound, it is an intermediate one, coming out to be Coming out to the magnetic. So they try to check what type of explanation can be there for this one, and the explanation can be given with the help of density function theory. And it can be done with the help of fixed spin moment calculation, that you can fix the spin of the spin magnetic moment of this particular compound, that is a intermediate compound, by 0.6 Bohr magnetron, and you check that where those spins are coming in the vicinity of here. For example, this is a dose node, and what we see that based upon these declaration of various states, we can expect that why ferromagnetism is coming on this intermediate compound and not on the NV3 compound. Okay, so that can be explained with the help of these density functions, this calculation. Now, so when we come to this solar cell, why I am so much focusing on solar cell, and I might take you tomorrow also, so where I will focus on solar cell only, right? Not only from theory point of view, but from experimental point of view. When we come to the solar cell analysis, so it is not the material, it is the device which is more important. Fine? So here we are having four types of different research: material synthesis, material simulation, then device application and device application, or device simulation. Okay? And for all four methods, we are having different types, right? For example, for the material simulation, we are having density function, and for the device simulation, we are having some numerical method, right? And those numerical methods are also easy to grab. For example, you can go with the scaffolding, you can go with the forceps, you can go with the control software, and you can just check what is the efficiency of your constructed solar cell. Well, when I come to proscribed solar cell, so what is there? So it is PIN configuration. PIN means one is p-type semiconductor, one is intrinsic semiconductor, and one is n-type semiconductor. Whole transport layer, p-type, so this is n-type, this is intrinsic, this proscribed layer is intrinsic type. So this is PIN diode, or you can say just PIN configuration solar cell. Like silicon solar cell is PN function, but here it is PIN, and main layer is absorber layer, that is proscribed layer, and this electron transport layer is PIO. But TiO2 is having some different structure as compared to proscribed layer. So if instead of using this PDF as a TiO2, we can use the proscribed layer as well. But we have to optimize the proscribed layer as ETL. For example, BaSO3 is a very good layer, PTL layer, but it gives you the less efficiency. So then we just go with some doping of the foreign atom so that the efficiency gets increases, and reflectivity, what is there? So light has to reach here, and light will flash from here. So this is transparent conducting oxide, this is also transparent conducting, this is also transparent conducting. So means all the light will reach here, and here it will generate electron and hole. Electron will move towards the electron transport layer, and hole will move towards the hole transport layer. So in this way, so these can be expected by the external circuit, and your current will flow and electricity will be produced. So main purpose is to have the all the electron coming to the absorber layer, the proscribed layer. So but we are having some interface mismatching here. If the structure of both, that is electron transport layer and absorbing layer, so the structure of these two are same, then lattice mismatching will be less. So here we can use the proscribed layer, proscribed structure also, like so we have taken the element of BaSO3 as an ETL in the hybrid ion proscribed layers. So what we have seen that by this doping, not only we have enhanced the we have reduced the absorption, and we have reduced the refractivity. We have just simulated the complete optical response, that is for dielectric function, whether it is the real part or imaginary part, and with the help of radar, what we have seen that more effective electron injection is there. Okay, means more electrons can come from absorber layer where it is liberated from the atom, and they can move towards the electron transport layer. So N dot PSO3 poses a large built-in potential at the junction between perovskite and N-type layer that is also perovskite, and in this way it can increase the electron mobility in the PSO3. Okay, so let me come to the conclusion that HPC bridges is needed in order to do BFT calculation, and for this we use the indigenous supercomputer facility. In the initial day we have used the current shower. So it is only 10 lakh rupees. Even this college can buy this particular one, and it is indigenous one. So you can do maybe more than 100 CPU you can use, right? So it is I was getting at Kuchina University 96 CPU machine that is purchased. So they can provide you the access. Otherwise, CDEC always give you the access. They never refuse this. So you just write the letter to CDEC and you can get the remote access of the CDEC. Okay, and at GNE also we are having some server, we can use that. Okay. So final conclusion, DFT is nothing but here now we are writing the energy in terms of electron density, focusing on the electron density. It is possible to change the main body electron wave function into one electron wave function and accordingly one electron type secondary equation. That is called Cohen-Sham equation. And with the help of DFT codes, we can trigger any optical, magnetic structure properties, and many codes are there. So today I have given you some glimpse of wave-to-wave fast and continuous crystal. So these are three codes which I have given you the glimpse. So Siesta and portion are also there, which we generally use at our home institution. And you can predict the molecular property also with the help of some molecular codes, ionization energy, electronic and magnetic property, etc. Target. So this is more important that correct exchange propagation function is required in order to get the result near to the experiment. And advancement in the HPC technology, as I mentioned, Varun Shah, as I mentioned, HPC server of various institutions. So, this technology has boosted the research of DFT, and these functions are available for the advanced research. And these days you can dream of any particular material, maybe portion of a particular any short quantum dot you can target and you can generate that particular. Okay, so these are reference. So collective work of my students and collaborators. Okay, so that's what I have said that I will tell you what is function. So see here, function. Function is suppose fx is equal to x square, that is dependent variable, right? So function will come out to be x square. So f is a function depending upon x. In this case, x is there in the final expression of fx. And function, when I say function, so f is a function. So you have to take the integration of x square dx and you will put the final value of x also. And what the result you have got? The result you have got the a square by 2. So in the final expression, x is not there, right? Or this function gives you the area under the curve. Fine? Okay? So this is only function, but this is my function. So that's what is my motto just to show this particular one. So functional means we will get a number, not depending upon the functional variable, that is sum. Okay? Otherwise, you become the expert of DFT and you go in an interview, you will ask you a question, differentiate between function and functional, and you get punished. Thank you for your attention. Last question, if there are any, sir, please.
Can we apply this to determine the charge density and the isomeric compound?
So, isomeric compound in molecule you are targeting.
Molecule having cell structure.
Yeah.
They are mirror images of each other.
Okay, so this is definitely is a middle molecule, but some function, yes, we can target, definitely. Yes. First one is how you will make the structure file for that. Okay, if you can make the structure file, definitely functional group is suppose attached at some place, and as a chemist you see that this functional group is now attached to somewhere else. Okay, that is what type of transformation generally chemists see. Okay, so whatever is the case, that complete electron density will be different. Or you can target on that particular, in fact, you will design a unit cell, right? You can target on that particular portion, that how your electron density is getting now. And definitely, if your functional group has gone to somewhere else, your electron density will be different. And okay, so if you are simulating this type of thing electron, so by just saying that my electron density is coming out of different, then you can say that okay, so now I have discovered from computational point of view two different type of molecules. Fine, isomeric molecule. Fine. Good. Any other? Yes, sir.
My question is simple, but I confused about 2D and monolayer. But if I take this for graphing 3 cross 3 cross 1 and for MOS 3 cross 3 cross 2, how to tackle this clear about the monolayer. But in graphing one atom and in case of MOS, top S layer, below MO and then again
You want to say that how I am claiming that MOS2, which is 3 atom thick layer, is a monolayer.
Yeah,
Right?
some country which is 2D or 3D. Some say J direction also there layer. How do you say this 2D? Some say that I also confused.
Not worry, not worry. Yes, sir. Okay, so everyone know that MOS2 layer has been, MOS2, the monolayer has been discovered from experimental point of view. Right? Okay, so even if it is 3 atoms, but these atoms are bonded with each other. See here. So I have shown you the monolayer like a MOS2. So these are bonded with each other. So these are not separated. Right? So we can take it as a single layer. We can just imagine this way. Okay, I am seeing 3 atom thing. Okay, it looks like that. Okay, 1 atom, second atom, third atom. But you can take this one as a single. These are bonded. Any other question?
And about the 3D or 2D, you take 3 cross 3 cross 1 in J direction.
3 cross 1.
If you get this 3 cross 3 cross 1, it's 2D or 3D.
It's to be. Why? Because you are not manipulating it in the 3 direction, 1 direction. 3 cross 1. You are not just making in the x5 there, right? So it is still clear to be. Okay. So I think I am having very. So this is what is unit cell. This is super cell. Whatever I am showing you. This is graphene MOS2 endostructure, right? The same way. Yeah, see here. So I am showing you from here. I am trying to reveal. So see here. So this is maybe 661. This is also 551. So still it is also 3 atoms thick. But still we can say that it is 2, not 3. Fine? We are not going in the Z direction.
And my last question, in one slide you have to that uranium. U for uranium. Uranium. Somewhere uranium. Yes. Uranium. If U means uranium, sir. How did you handle this radioactive material? What does it mean? I am working on computer, right? See here. One light for one not here. Fine. Generally we start the synthesis of the molecule, synthesis of these compounds with U or T, right? So this is a compound which is not definitely radioactive. Okay, that's why these are being formed. These are rare earth compounds. Yes, but I am not saying these are radioactive. And in fact,
We generally study, we do not study the radioactive materials for any particular application on the daily life, right? No other question? Okay, then I hand over the mic to the organizers.
Thank you so much, sir. We are very much thankful for taking us on a journey of exploration and sharing the deep understanding of this complex topic, sir, which was very unfamiliar to many of us. And also thankful for making us about the various applications of the DFTs and sparking our curiosity, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Now it's time to a lunch break, and the tasty of food is also available here, so let us move towards the refreshment area. I request everyone to get back to your items, sir.
ये जब कॉलेज
But it is fine.